What's going on, everyone? Welcome, Rabid here, and today we're talking about those guys right there, GPU. So GPU mining is probably one of the most popular ways to mine crypto, especially amongst all the home miners out there. So we're actually going to be comparing GPU mining right now in the current bear market. Even though it's a loss, it's actually looking like you're going to be gaining some pretty big gains moving into that next bull market sometime around 2025. Now I'm also going to compare that to buying the coin itself just to see how much extra you could get instead of mining and having to cover any types of power costs. So let's take a look at the numbers here. The coins I am using is Flux and Raven coin. They have both seen previous bull runs, and there's a lot of other coins out there obviously, but we haven't seen a bull run in them yet, so we can only speculate price. And this is based on if these coins that I did choose do hit their all-time highs again. Also, if you want to see other coins added to this list and potential profitability, let me know down in the comment section. I can definitely make that happen.
All right, so here is the spreadsheet. I got Raven coin and Flux. We'll go through all the colors and what everything kind of means in a minute. I did go through Raven coin on CoinMarketCap using current price as well as the peak price when it spiked at the last bull run, and the exact same thing, current and peak price for Flux. So coming into our spreadsheet here on both coins, I do have red as the current mining profitability right now while mining it. The green is actually what the last all-time high was when it hit in the 2021 bull run, and what it looks like at the current network difficulty if you were mining and it hits at least the next same price in the next bull run. Maybe it goes higher. You know, we're hoping those all-time highs get higher, but this is if it hits at least the all-time high again. And yellow is just a quick guesstimate on, you know, possible hash rate increase that could hit the network when the all-times happen again leading into that. And then I also got the power, how much power it used, how much it is per day based on 11 cents per kilowatt hour, which is my power price. Then I got all the profits happening and how much I would have made if I would just buy the coin for the entire 2 years. Remember, we're expecting the peak of the bull run to be about 2 years from right now, which is 730 days. So we're going to start this off with Raven coin, and here in the red, this is what mining profitability on RTX 3070 looks like right now. Yes, AMD is better technically for Kapow, but the most popular GPU in a lot of the OSs out there is the RTX 3070, so that's why I did choose that GPU for hash rates and everything. So here we can see in the red, we're making 26 cents before power, so free power here, but after power at 11 cents per kilowatt hour, which is mine, we're only making 13-cent profit. Now, if you were to hodl all that for the next 2 years, 730 days, this is what you would be making per day right now. So that means at this low of a difficulty, and we hit 22.7 cents again on Raven coin, you're actually, in fact, after power, making $3.67 on a single RTX 3070. That's hodling, covering power out of pocket and everything. Then when you sell it all at this price, you know, the peak high here, then this is what you're going to make, and obviously you're going to cover all your power in that from that, and this would be your profitability. Now the bull run's two years away here, so that means 730 days later. So we're going to times this by 730. You're actually going to make $2,685 2 years from now when that price does spike. Again, we don't know exactly when Raven coin, Flux, or any of these coins will actually spike, but you can definitely see you're going to cover the cost of your GPU. And this is just a single RTX 3070. So if you have 6, times this by 6. If you have, you know, 12, times it by 12, and so on. Now this is just a quick guesstimate here. Now right now there are about 144,652 RTX 3080s worth of hash rate hanging out on Raven coin. Now as this price increases over time towards sometime the end of next year, I expect prices slowly start coming up for the beginning of that bull market. We're going to slowly start to see hash rate pick up. So obviously these yields are going to be dropping, so it won't be exactly this amount. It's going to be a bit less, but we're just guesstimating everything at this point, and we're seeing how much we'd be making right now if it hits that price again. But here, mining in the bull run, if 400,000 GPUs hit Raven coin when it hits its peak high here of 22 cents, again, it could go higher, new all-time highs, guys, new bull runs and so on, but we're down to $1.47 on free power or $1.07. Now that's still a decent amount of profit, and 400,000 3080s isn't that much. If you remember back to Ethereum, at about 70% of the hash rate being GPUs, there was over 10 million GPUs online on just Ethereum alone, not even counting any of the other coins. So this is a very small number of GPUs that could move over to something like Ravencoin. Now that we kind of see these numbers here, here's 11 cent per kilowatt hour, 150 watts. I was using hashrate.no numbers for power consumption and hash rates. That is about 39.6 cents per day of power. So that works out. If I was to just use that over 730 days, that'd be $289.08 worth of power that I'd be using over the course of the next 2 years. I could buy right now, today, 19,532 Raven coins, and if it hits that price of 22.7 cents again, I would actually get $4,445, which is an extra $1,760 than if I was to mine it. So we can see if we were to buy it because we're mining at a loss. Remember, I was taking power costs out of this for straight profit. We would be making a decent amount more actually just buying the coin. But again, guys, we are crypto miners. This is a hobby for a lot of us, eating a little bit of power out of pocket, possibly for the next bull run. We're going to see a nice chunk in profitability emerge on something like Ravencoin. Now let's move on to Flux. Okay, so now we're going to have a look at Flux here. Everything's the exact same layout as we did when we looked at Ravencoin here. And I based the block rewards based at the end of the month here, October 31st. So on Halloween, the 10th PA is actually supposed to be announced, which will give a 100% boost to the current block reward, which is essentially doubling it. So right now it's like 18.75 or something going to miners, plus 90% because of the 9 PAs. It's 10% per PA that's dished out, so it'll be 100%, so doubling it up. And 2-minute block times, Flux will be giving out about 27,000 Flux per 24 hours. I think another halving is actually going to happen just prior to the major bull run of the peaks of it, but again, I have to double check on that. But right now I'm basing it on the 100% boost, which is set to happen in a couple of weeks here at the end of the month. So we have this happening. Current profitability on RTX 3070 is -5 cents, 29 cents before power, or if you had free power at 11 cents per kilowatt hour, we are -5 cents. So we're actually seeing we're a little bit worse than, or actually we're losing less than Ravencoin at this case, mining Flux, so I guess is good in a way. If you have cheaper power, it's a higher power price, I guess, for a break even here. But if we go to the bull run here, Flux did peak at $3.12. Now the current network difficulty, again, that's hodling it all in. You'd be making $2.69 if it hits its all-time high again, or after power, $2.34. That's some nice profitability. And again, holding out for 730 days and then selling it all, that would actually work out to be $1,710. Now it's looking like Ravencoin is going to make you a decent amount more based on the last all-time highs. You know, Flux can see a huge pump because they are doing that proof of useful work and they are doing stuff that's different. So we could see, you know, maybe $5 or $6 Flux, and that's going to make our profitability that much more. Now we're going to go into the bull run here. Again, you know, this part here is just guessing. You know, let me know your thoughts of how many GPUs could move over. But in theory, right now, there's only 20,588 GPUs on Flux. It is a very small network on the mining side of things. So something as small as 200,000 GPUs coming online just for Flux actually puts that bull run peak price there down to only 27 cents, which is actually less than what we're making right now in the bear market at -7 cents. Again, this is just a number I made up. I have no idea how many GPUs are going to move over, but this is just a fraction of the amount of GPUs, a sliver of what Ethereum had on it. And there's so many GPUs ready to turn on, but we just don't know how many are ready to still turn back on. We might not see them turn on till, you know, a lot of places hit 60-cent profit or something. But again, just a number to keep an eye on. But it looks like mining right now, though, you're going to make a nice chunk of change once you sell at that all-time high from mining through the higher yields right now. And then I do have these two here, which I didn't touch on. I'm leaving them blank because I'm saving these for when the bull market actually hits, so I can get the actual hash rate and stuff, so when these things actually pump. So this one will be coming back in the actual bull run, and we'll be reversing this and looking back at it to see how things are, because right now it's kind of predictions. Right now we have current profitability and so on. But let's move on to actually buying the coin instead now. So 134 watts is what hashrate.io says. That's about 35 cents per day that it would cost me to run a single 3070. So I would have to buy about, for 730 days, that's $255.50 is what it would cost me to mine Flux for 2 full years. So buy the coin, that would get me 755 Flux at the current price. That would actually net me, if it pumped to $3.12 again, $2,355, which is an extra $645. So again, we are seeing we are going to get a lot, well, not a lot more in Flux's case here, unless it pumps a lot more, but we're seeing more profit if we were just to buy the coin straight out. And it's actually not looking like that much. And this is per single GPU. If you had 6 GPUs, 12 times it by that, and it's going to cost a lot more to do that. But again, we are crypto miners and we love mining. But the point of this whole thing is there's definitely profit is going to be had from mining through this bear market right now and then selling it at the peak. That is if you can afford to cover the power out of pocket. And at the same time, if you want even more gains, it is looking like you'll make more if you don't even mine it at all and just buy the coin instead. So maybe you just throw out the flat fee and say, forget about it, don't have to worry about my power bill anymore. You're going to get some nice gains. But that's the investor side. We're the mining side. But we are going to see profits, and pretty good profits, from mining right now and selling in that bull run. But again, the numbers we don't know is how many GPUs are going to turn back on any of these coins once the profitability comes back, because it's not going to take very many to start dropping that hash rate back to levels, or even worse, to what we're at right now in a bear market, because there is so much hardware still out there. But it's going to be a very interesting bull market for sure once it comes. I know I'm excited. I know a lot of you guys are excited. But let me know your thoughts on any of these numbers. Let me know some other coins that we should try this on as well. I know there's Conflux. There's a lot of other coins out there that we could have added to this, but I just wanted to go with these two because they seem to have the most amount of momentum. Raven coin's been around for a while. A lot of people are mining that. It's a huge network. Like, look at 144,000 GPUs are on this network. Flux is actually very small, but we can just see where a lot of these GPUs are. Flux is talked about a lot. Yes, it's going to see price gains, but I'm interested to know your guys' opinions on what possible new all-time highs could be for these coins. And that's what we're going to have to revisit when the all-time highs actually happen. And we're going to come back to these numbers and see how things look. But right now, mining in the bear market is looking like it's going to be some nice green leading into that bull market.
All right, guys, there we have it. I know a lot of you guys already knew this already, but we'd make most of our profit mining through the bear market and then selling it in the bull market. That is if you can cover power costs and stuff yourself. Some people can't. Personally, I can't. That's why I'm mining with a lot of other hardware instead of my GPUs right now, because they actually do make profit after power. But when it comes to the GPUs only right now, if you are mining, you're definitely going to see some nice big gains. But the only thing here, the issue is Ethereum really did a number on GPUs. If Ethereum never went POS, or it never even existed in the first place, we would have a little bit of profitability at least across most of the GPU coins, because what happened there was it drove up the hardware demand so much. Everyone was just buying them like crazy for Ethereum. Yeah, you can say, oh, I built a Raven rig or something, but the majority of GPUs were all built for Ethereum. And then it took off, ditched out, said, see you later, I don't care anymore. We're going to POS, which is piece of, you know what I'm saying there. And they're centralized, and it's just the worst thing any crypto coin could possibly do is be on a POS system. My opinion, you can disagree with me in the comment section if you want. But they took off, and now all that hardware just flooded out to all these lower coins. So there's so much waiting to turn on that it's really going to be an interesting bull run when it comes to the GPUs. Regardless, mining right now, and we do most of our mining in this bear market. 2.5, 3 years of mining happens in the bear market. We only get 1.5 years, maybe 2 years of bull market price type of mining here. So most of it's done in the bear market. So you got to run efficient and everything, but also be able to kind of cover that power, which you should hopefully get back when the bull market actually comes. But thank you for checking out this video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know down below what other coins we should do. I'll see you on the next one. Rabid out.